Hello everybody, this is DeanoGTO, and today we're looking at T34, the Tier 8, well, the original Tier 8 American Premium tank. Well, maybe not the original Premium, the original Premium Tier 8 Heavy tank, I should specify. I'm not sure if the Super Pershing came first or not, I can't remember, but I do remember the Super Pershing is a very, very, very old vehicle. So is this, but I can't remember which came first exactly, but yeah. So the T34 is a vehicle I have pretty much never featured on this channel as far as I can recall. I don't think I've ever had a video up on this channel of this tank. I've had multiple great games in this thing, but it's a machine I don't really play very much, even though it's well, that was extremely lucky. Even though it's an incredibly powerful machine and has a devastating gun, I just don't play it very often. I don't know why. I guess it's because the American Heavies is just like a line that I've finished with, and I don't really feel I need to really play it anymore. I mean, there's only one heavy line for the Americans, whereas the Germans, as an example, and the Russians have three heavy. Well, the Germans have three heavy lines, and the Russians have two. And yeah, like I got really lucky there, managed to hit the little bar above the gun mantlet, and managed to penetrate me. And also, this machine is actually like a couple of things have surprised me recently with the this sort of style of turret on the American machines like T29, T30, T34. There's actually a big overmatch zone on the roof that I had no idea about. I think it's like 38mm thick, which means 122s can easily penetrate it. And that right there, that shot you saw versus the KV3, that is exactly why a lot of people find this tank incredibly frustrating to drive. But it will just miss sometimes for no apparent reason. But it can also do shit like that because it does have 248 penetration, and that is pretty extreme. I think that's the third highest of any of the tier 8 premiums. And this guy here, let's go to T50s. They're incredibly annoying. He's going to try desperately to get the last shot off. If I can, I will try and kill that guy as fast as possible. But the VKB, if I can get a shot on him, I'll take the shot on him. Let's see, it's a difficult situation here because I don't quite have the gun depression to really get shots into that guy consistently. That's a really good shot there, take it. There it is, yes. So now 430 damage to that guy. I mean, he's now a one-shot kill for me. I've been able to get one more shot to penetrate on him. And notice I haven't fired a single premium round at that guy. And that was me, like, fucking up in a hidden ship by accident. And hit him in the track. That's him tracked out in the open. Hopefully somebody else will shoot him, but doesn't look like anybody else is interested in shooting him. He's realised I'm turning around to shoot him in the face, and he just kind of sits there and, well, yeah, I shoot him and somebody else has to kill him pretty much. So let's see, so now there's a T32, a VKB, KV3 and I think an IS3, no it's an IS2. And this VKB made a big mistake, but the Emil-2 kills him just before I get a chance to shoot him. But so far I'm on 2800 damage already, and this is actually going pretty damn well because I still have over 1000 health, and well, I get to finish that guy off, and now I get to go and try and deal with these other guys. Not really going to worry about the 87 too much because it's not really too much of a threat in that position. Meanwhile, there's an IS2 and a KV3 right here. I'm going to crest this hill, kill the KV3 as quickly as possible. And one of the main things people do not like about this vehicle is the long reload combined with the relatively slow speed. So for years this thing was significantly faster than the u.s.a. So that meant for that entire time this tank was just the better machine by far. But eventually, whenever it came to the u.s.a. getting buffed, I think the u.s.a. is now a superior tank in comparison to the T34, even though they both have exactly the same DPM at 1600 or 4 rounds a minute for this, 5 rounds a minute for the u.s.a. I think the u.s.a. is probably superior these days because it has a really strong turret. Yes, it still has weak points, it still has the cupola, it still has the area below the mantlet which you can shoot, but oh, I just realised the game's actually over. I actually thought this game went on for a little longer than that, but I guess not. U.s.a. still has its weak points, still has the cupola, still has the area below the gun mantlet you can shoot, and this thing here, sort of the same. It has the little area here above the gun mantlet, this little stretch of armor which does not have any spaced armor in front of it. Also has the cupola, but the cupola on these things are infamously troll, and the chances of penetrating them reliably are pretty low, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, overall I do like the machine, but I wouldn't really recommend buying it because it's really like it's interesting to think of because of all the nations, why do the Americans have 3 tier 8 premium heavies? They have 1 heavy line. 1. The Germans have 3 heavy lines. Yet the Germans have one premium tier 8 heavy tank. This thing, this line has three, and they only have one heavy tank line. I mean, the fuck? I don't know. I don't even know what to make of that there, but yeah. Let's go on to the post-game stats. Okay, so now we're on to the post-game stats for this particular match. So this was with an ace tanker, no other special medals of any sort on this particular match. 1,263 XP earned in that game, 77,277 credits made. Before the deductions of like the ammunition, resupply, vehicle repair, all that stuff. But we'll get to the actual credits earned in this game a little later. But yeah, it's a little interesting that this vehicle actually requires so little XP to get an ace. I mean, 1260 XP, that's pretty low ace-wise, because I think there are some tier 8 premiums where you need over 1400 base XP in order to actually ace them. So this one has an interestingly low XP target, at least low in comparison to some of the others. So yeah, so I guess let's go on to the team scores. So I came top of the team in terms of damage and experience. The Emil 2 was only about 50 damage less than me, so it was very, very close between us. But because he was top tier, he earned 300 less XP, or well, about 250 less XP because he was top tier. And whenever you're top tier, if you don't know, you don't get as much of an experience modifier as if you're like lower tier. Because if you're shooting at something higher tier, you get like there's an experience modifier on top of it that allows you to earn more XP. That's why I don't really necessarily see getting into tier 9 games and tier 7s and stuff that's too bad if you know like you can do something in the game. So yeah, and let's see anything else of note. T29 did exactly 1000 damage. You don't see that too often. And let's see anything else really of note on team scores. Actually, just noticing there. That's something that doesn't happen too often. All of the members of my team did some damage, whereas the enemy team had 3 members that did 0 damage. And also that VK4502B, that guy had the potential to have an absolutely incredible game, but instead of being a little bit more passive, he was too aggressive and got himself killed really early on. Also, if he had gone to the slightly further north lane, instead of going for the lane that, well, I was shooting him on, then I think he could have had an amazing game, but because he went for the lane he went for, he lost a lot of health very, very quickly. So, yeah, that kind of ruined his own game for himself there by doing that. So, yeah. Let's go on to the detailed report. So 14 shots fired, 11 direct hits, 10 penetrations, 2,330 damage blocked by armor, and 3,635 damage done with 403 assistance damage. And actually, the credits made in that game is actually not too bad. I was actually half expecting it to be below 50k, but then I remembered that the premium vehicles have like really, really low repair costs. So yeah, repairing the T34 cost 3,744 credits, and the auto resupply of ammunition for the T34 was 14,840. So that's actually not too bad, and considering the alpha damage of this gun, I think it's like 1,000 credits a shot, like 1,050 or something like that. That's actually really not bad value for money if you think about it, considering you're doing 400 alpha per shot. So yeah, and it was only a 4-minute and 21-second game. Jeez, that was not a long game in the slightest. But yeah, T34 is a machine I do like, and I can see how people like would drive it a lot. But when you compare it to things like the Chrysler K, T26E5, I would say the T26E5 is probably a bit better than this thing, purely because it's got the higher versatility. Um, it can move around the map better. It can like change fire to different targets whenever you need to. Like if you see a bunch of targets on low health, you're gonna really struggle to kill those on in the T34. Whereas with the T26E5 Patriot, or whatever the hell you want to call it, you can change fire really, really quickly because you have a quick reload with a 240 alpha. Yes, there's a massive alpha difference, and there's also a mass. I think there's also like a 20 penetration difference. But I feel like overall, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like the T26E5 is probably the more versatile machine. Uh, T34, don't get me wrong, is great in certain scenarios. It's very, very powerful in certain scenarios, as you saw in this game, where if you're able to go hold down, just stay hold down, this thing is incredibly tough to kill. But not every game is like that, and that's why I think the T26E5 was probably the better machine overall. I haven't even mentioned the Chrysler K because I don't even need to talk about that thing because it's just fuck those things, pretty much. So yeah, let me know what you think of the T34. Do you think it's a good machine? Do you think it's a bad machine? Do you think it's been parked really badly? Because I know that they have buffed the aiming time, and they also slightly buffed the view range on this machine because it had been power crept kind of badly by the introduction of the T26E5 and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts on this vehicle are, because I haven't really done it. I don't think I've ever done a video on this thing. So yeah, I don't know what the actual general opinion on this tank is. So yeah, I think that's everything I really have to say. So let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.